Good morning. We are Pam and Doug Evans, and we're relatively new members at Westminster. We joined in November of 2020, which actually is almost 2 years ago, but it was during COVID. That may seem like a strange time to find a new church home, and we kind of thought so at the time too. But one of the few positives during those long months of 2020, when we were disconnected from so much of our normal world, is that it allowed us the time and the courage to examine what is important in our connections and also what was missing in our connections. Doug and I are both from Greenville. We raised our family in this very neighborhood. We've been through these doors a lot through the years, for weddings, for funerals, for kids' activities, community events, and on occasion, just because we wanted to worship here. We have many friends who have been invested and involved here, and we were very aware of the commitment to outreach and missions, engagement of members, high-quality worship, and loving all of God's people. We've observed that serving God with open minds and open hearts is a real foundation at Westminster, and during the 75th anniversary celebration this last year, we heard and read again and again that from the very beginning, these things have been foundational values here at Westminster. There is no identity crisis here. During those long months we visited regularly online for worship, we were struck by the consistent offering of both inspiring and relevant messages and beautiful music. Westminster seemed to us to be thinking and moving forward even in those very uncertain days. In this current world that we find our faith, our stability, and our trust, and a whole lot of things is shaken. We think about foundations that don't seem firm. We found Westminster Presbyterian Church to be a church who knows who it is and goes about the business of being just that, as it serves God and the membership and the greater community. It felt like a place that could become home. There are words that we hear a lot around here these days: open minds, open hearts, hospitality, generosity, you know them all. Justice, imagination, joy, connection, growth. Prior to joining Westminster, we thought that and believed that these might be words that accurately describe the life of this church. Since joining, we know that they are much more than words. They truly are the foundations of this church, and we see them being lived out with intentionality and consistency. We see it in the way we communicate, in the way decisions are made, in the way we love and support each other, the way we worship, the way programming and ministry are planned and carried out. Our experience tells us that maintaining steadfast focus, consistency, and intentionality does not happen just everywhere, and it certainly does not happen by accident. It requires resources, it requires commitment and support from all of us, from our very capable and qualified staff leadership, from our strong congregational leadership, and from the gifts and talents that each of us has to offer to Westminster Church in its ministry as we serve God in this place and in this world. We are very grateful to be a part of this growing, focused, and faithful church.